Hey Google, tell me the news.
Here's the latest news. From Sky News at 1:15 p.m. today.
From the Sky News Centre at 6, 3 people have been shot dead in a shop in Florida in what officials are calling a hate-filled crime. Police say the suspect, who then turned the handgun on himself in Jacksonville, had a manifesto setting out racist beliefs.
Charming.
Shooting happened on the same day that thousands of people had gathered in Washington to mark the 60th anniversary of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters says that's no coincidence.
Portions of these manifestos detail issues disgusting.
Why is this in portrait mode?
Plainly put, this shooting was racially motivated. And he hated
It's
black
going live always
Minister is facing another fire
come out in
after
portrait.
Doris,
I do it in a
MP.
normal landscape mode.
On Sunday, the former culture secretary accused Rishi Sunak of being in charge of a zombie parliament. 3 Ukrainian military pilots have been killed in a mid-air crash. The country's air force says 2 combat training planes collided west of the capital Kyiv on Friday. They're investigating whether all the flight
I'm going to have to
operations
realign this, aren't I?
Ministers want to make whole-life prison sentences
Hello,
the default punishment
Kremeski.
for the most serious murders. The government plans to change the law so judges are required to put the most depraved killers behind bars for the rest of their lives. Scotland Yard has told its employees that hackers could have access to their names.
How do I
ranks and
rotate the
photos.
camera?
The Metropolitan Force says cyber criminals managed to get into the IT systems of contractors.
Can you hear me?
Which is responsible for printing staff
Hello,
passes.
people of the internet. Can you hear me?
This morning, following a 3-1 win at Brighton, manager David Moyes says his players deserve huge praise.
So I'm making this not a Gundam, it's a gun cannon. Am I making it? Well, I'm getting all the pieces ready.
Tottenham are behind them only on goal difference.
Oh,
thanks
there's
to a
somebody
2-1
left a
victory at
comment. There's
Bournemouth.
somebody at the
London rivals Arsenal were held 2-2 by
Howdy,
Fulham
yep.
and the Scottish Premiership champions
What's
Celtic
this
beat
live
Liverpool St
about?
Johnstone. That's the latest. I'm Tom Howard.
Ask me a question. What's this live about?
12:59 a.m. yesterday.
It's a lazy Sunday afternoon, and I've got time to prepare this gun cannon.
I'm Julia Borston, and this is your CNBC Tech Check briefing. Amazon is reportedly in early talks with Disney about
Before it becomes too out of date to be relevant.
This is according to key information, which also reports that Amazon could take a minority stake in ESPN.
That's what this is about.
That Disney is still in the midst of determining a price for the
I need some
It says
nippers.
it's considering between $20 and $35
That's
per month.
broken.
In July,
There's no
Disney
spring in it anymore. That was like 5 years ago this was broken, and it's still, I still don't have, I must have a replacement somewhere. Hang about.
We received a no comment from both Disney and Amazon. Former President Donald Trump making his return.
So
to
question,
X, the platform
can-
known as Twitter,
Is it possible to do a live in landscape mode instead of portrait mode? Is it possible?
to share his mugshot taken yesterday after surrendering himself to authorities
Good
in
afternoon.
the Georgia election interference case. His post raises questions as to whether Trump will use X as a communication platform during this presidential campaign. He has more than 86 million followers on the platform. Affirm shares are soaring after the buy now, pay later company reported fiscal fourth quarter results that topped analyst expectations. It also gave optimistic guidance for the fiscal first quarter, projecting $430 million to $455 million in revenue versus analyst expectations of $430 million. Analysts largely cheered the results. Deutsche Bank raised its price target from $12 to $16 following the report, pointing to growth of the Affirm card, the company's debit card. That's all from the West Coast. We'll see you back here next week.
This Tech Check briefing is sponsored by Comcast Business. With the advanced connectivity and intelligence of global secure networking, we are helping businesses of all sizes transform, grow, and thrive. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
For DW News Brief at 10 a.m. today.
I found some nippers.
This is DW News, and these are our top
Has to be. It has to be in landscape. What world are we in where videos have to be done in landscape? Let's see if we can reframe this then.
Cup final victory. Luis Rubiales insists the act was mutual. 11 members of the federation, including all the Spanish women's coaching staff, have resigned in a show of solidarity with the player Diddy
To do some jiggery pokery with a camera.
Tens of thousands of people have taken to the streets of Tel Aviv in the 34th week of protests against the judicial.
There has to be a way to change it. There has to be a way to change it. How do we change it? How do I change the orientation of the camera?
The Supreme Court is to consider petitions against the law in September.
Annoying, annoying, annoying. I don't know how to do
Trump's
it.
government has announced a nighttime curfew and a suspension.
If there's somebody here who knows how to change the camera to a live camera on YouTube, to be landscape instead of portrait, let me know. Does anybody actually follow instructions in order? Look at this. First step. What am I pointing? I've got to take into account what the camera's looking at as well. Here we go. First step, the body. Why would I want to do the body first? Why would anybody want to do the body? You want to do the head first, don't you? Sure, everybody wants to do the head first. Why don't they put the head? That's the first thing on the instructions. Oh. Trouble is, should I be building this even? If I'm going to be making a build video, this will just be a video of me snipping parts off a tree. I don't think I've ever used these. U-Star. Oh, I'm not even on camera. This is diabolical. Let me set things up. G40. I have a G40, I have a Beyond Global, and I have an Origin. All high grades, not built any of them. That's how far behind I am in my backlog. Thanks for your question. Lexiden. I like all of them. Is the G40 still an exclusive? How do I loosen this thing up? Ugh. Forgive the lack of preparation. It has to be like this. Can you still hear me? There should be a light on the microphone. There is no light on the microphone. What's happened? I'm not plugged in the mic. Oh my goodness. The external mic. Pop. Okay, I've just plugged in my external microphone. Hope that hasn't screwed things up too much. Mr. 2Old. Grim dark. It has been a decade. It has been a decade. So what are we doing here? Let's try out these new nippers. Always go for the head first. Headshot. Thanks for joining me. On this lazy Sunday afternoon. Is the mic still working? Wait. Wait. You sounded better before, actually. But I'm putting my mouth near the microphone. Is this a bit better? Okay, somebody... Seth said I sounded better before. But Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, current mic is better. Well, if I sit down, I think, and I put my mouth nearer the microphone, it will be better. Surely, this external microphone is much more expensive. I paid extra for that. So why wouldn't the internal mic be better than this? Shouldn't. Actually, I should stick in an earbud so I can monitor my sound. Why am I asking people if they can hear me or not? Give me a second. Yes, this microphone, it's like a close range one. So if I stand up and don't point my mouth to the microphone, I expect it's a bit noisier or a bit quieter, I should say. And I have the air conditioning on as well, so having an external mic with close proximity should help isolate the sound of the air conditioning. And you won't hear the wife chatting on the phone and stuff like that. So that's the head. And what have I done with the visor? Here it is. So I usually cut with all the nubs. Is this going to focus in live? Is stuff going to... Yeah, I'll leave the nubs on and I'll trim them off later. So that's the head done. What does it matter? It doesn't matter at all. I'm not going to put it together straight away, am I? What? The little Vulcans? You have to paint those. Okay. What about his visor? Let's get the peak of his cap. Yeah, I don't look for numbers. I just look for the peak. Oh, this is a red part. Then I look for a red part. That's just a similar shape. Where's the peak of his cap? Can I resist not looking for the actual number for the peak of his cap? You're not telling me there isn't a red piece for the peak. I give up. Instructions. B2, 26. B2, 20. Here you are. Spared no expense. It's a Shure 88. A USB-C. Oh well, I think it's micro USB actually, but depending on the cable that you use, you can adapt it to Lightning or USB-C. I got rid of my old one, which was only only Lightning, only Apple. Got rid of that one and got this one instead, in preparation for Apple ditching their Lightning ports. Thank you, European Union. So that's the head. What do I want to do next then? Is the video very choppy, I wonder? I'm just using Wi-Fi. I want to do his hands. And very blurry. Just connecting over the Wi-Fi at home. Yeah, I know the video that when I streamed live from Yokohama. Oh dear, that was terrible. The video was all... The bitrate must have been very low because I was streaming that live from site. So that was on a mobile data plan. So that couldn't have helped. And I didn't have my external microphone. I had it with me and I didn't use it. Oh, what an idiot. So I must have been using the internal microphone, and I must have, I'm sure of it now, I had my thumb directly over the mic hole for a good portion of that video, which is why you couldn't hear what was going on. I do apologize. What a wasted opportunity that was. And I just stood there with this vice-like grip, trying to hold the camera steady so it's not wiggling around. Because I think the image stabilization on an iPhone is disabled when you do. It's not taken advantage of when you do a live stream, or it seems like it. And the camera was just wobbling all over the place. So I was trying to hold it as still as possible. I was holding my breath, and it's very difficult to do for, like, I don't know, what was it, 3 minutes or something? No, I didn't have a tripod. Oh, what's this then? But young enough for portrait mode. I don't have a choice. If I had a choice, I'd go landscape, because I'm old school like that. Good morning from Limey Old England. Hello, England. Which part of the UK are you from then? Yeah, in fact, I'd like a roll call of everybody. Seth, where are you from? Pangalactic Gargle Blaster, where are you from? It must be a strange hour in the UK. Is it morning yet over there? Hey Google, what time is it in the UK?
The time in the United Kingdom is 6:40 a.m.
6:40 a.m. Oh, isn't it a bit early for you? Mr. Dante. Hey Google, play Radio 4.
Streaming BBC Radio 4 from the BBC.
That's what I listen to when I'm gun damming. BBC Radio 4. These are all the same, aren't they? 29, 29, 29, good.
So there's a reason for that, because of the climate, because of the soil, etc. And beans are very much similar.
So are you lot who are watching this live stream, are you lot old-time subscribers, or are you newcomers? I can't imagine. I've got 9 new subscribers. Where do you guys come from? How did you see my videos?
There's sort of poker shit, right? So, I mean, cards at the table here now. I grew beans in the garden, and I think I got maybe 4 pods this year.
Tuning in from the currently on fire Washington State. Oh my goodness. I don't, you don't mean that literally.
It's an extremely healthy environment, and even the way you probably see the way we're actually growing them, plant the beans in rows, there's plenty of air and light getting in between them. So the way they're grown in the field, the weather, the soil,
Does he have
the
2?
temperature, all these things really can create a fantastically
Both his
healthy
feet are
plant.
the same.
And you're right about the colour of the leaves, the colour of the stems, the height of the plant itself, the look about them, the amount of pods that we're getting on a stem. There's loads of
Yeah, I'm a. This is the newest kit that I have, so that's why I have to focus on this one, whilst it's still relevant in YouTube land. Because if I post videos of all my old kits that I've bought, no one's going to watch that. There are people in YouTube, they're only interested in new stuff, and I'm just out of this rat race of, oh, I've got to get that, it's brand new, oh, I've got to get that, it's brand new, oh, I've got to post a video, oh, I've got to film a video and edit it and post it up as soon as possible to get all the clicks. I'm a bit beyond that.
So that gives you an idea of how long things take. But it's that extra length of time, and we talk about this for many different.
So yeah, even though I did post a video of me box fondling this in the shop,
Slow growth, more flavour,
I didn't rush out to make this or rush home to make this and start shooting it as soon as possible.
if there's an aphid problem, or if there's what
And I have time to do this today.
of course we'll spray for that, but it really is
What are people saying now?
very natural, but not
Subscribe for at least 12 years. Oh, an old timer. Good on you. But I've not posted videos for ages. Why do you still subscribe? Some people are going to say, oh, why is this popped up in my subscriptions? And oh, it's that guy. Unsubscribe. He's not posted videos in ages. I'll unsubscribe to him for not posting videos. You may be wondering, why is he posting videos now? Well, YouTube has sent me an email. I didn't even look at it. I've got a special email account for my YouTube, and I haven't been logging in. And when I did log in, it's we're taking you off the what's it, YouTube partners list because you haven't been posting videos. Oh, thanks very much. But it's true.
as the farmer to grow the right bean,
So hopefully
obviously at the right time,
I can get enough views
offer solutions and ideas
for me to get back onto the partnership program.
we talk
I'm semi back,
field to fork as
if you
far
pardon
as
the express habit. I'm semi.
an expression I had
What I mean is,
going from fork
I am kind of a partner now. They let me back on because of my recent posting, but they haven't given me full partnership back. And by full partnership, it means that I can monetize my videos. You've probably noticed that my videos, I don't have any advertisements on them anymore because, yeah, I don't qualify for that now. What they're asking for is 4,000 hours of views on my videos for the past year. I'm nowhere near that. Am I nowhere near that? I'm 3,400 views, and that changes every day, of course. But collectively, for the past year, I need to have had 4,000 hours of video views, and that's a tall order. It's going to be a while before I reach that. So you'll see me posting more often, just so I can stay in the YouTube partner program and hopefully qualify for monetizing some of these videos again. YouTube's been good to me.
I think that focus has been
Collecting those pennies all those years before
because of all this wonderful
has been nice. It's nice to receive free money
but now's the time to start
for doing something that you like doing.
encourage food to eat what's grown in this country.
Do you think people have a sense of that?
Clearly remember your RX 78-2.
Eating locally, and
I was very excited for that. The first real grade. Wow, that's a long time ago.
broad beans are harvested
Eastern US,
within 2
United States of America. 1:44 a.m. Shouldn't you be in bed? Or are you on a night shift?
but this is a frozen product. I suppose leads
I stopped posting when they changed the rules. What rules?
people
To be fair.
be reminded or maybe educated, I suppose, in that some, I believe,
So it's for everybody then. To be a YouTube partner, to be able to get
beans, frozen peas,
advertisements on your videos, you need to have 4,000 hours of views.
fair enough if
That's
you're
just
growing peas
ridiculous.
in the back garden or broad beans, nothing better than to
I mean, I would say
so,
definitely better.
but you can enjoy
I ran out of tins of pop. I've got a special tin of pop. Shall I show you my special tin of pop? Just a second. I don't think this has been on screen before.
the reality for this report is to buy a pea or bean will be full of shot, and the fact is frozen pea or frozen bean is the finest way you can eat them.
See, I'm quite surprised by the fact that
That's better. Now that I've got an ear plug in, I can hear the volume is good. Look at that special. Playing plastic bag. Oh, a fruit wrapper. Oh, what's this?
They're more sustainable and get more protein, but you don't have to import them so they can cut down on food miles.
A very special Gundam tin of pop. I think this was imported. Best before date. Shown on packaging. This has got to be out of date by quite a bit. Gundam Pop. Pepsi flavour. There you go. Special preview for you. I'll have to put that in the video at some point. Yeah, I'm going to just randomly cut pieces off a tree now. Ready for a build video. Oh, I suppose what I could do is I could do one of the limbs. One of each limb on screen right now during this live. That one wouldn't be out of the question, since I only build one limb anyway for my build videos.
Really heavily in the operation here, but in
Can you hear the radio, by the way, in the background? Or is it just completely silent, apart from my voice? Because the microphone isn't pointing at my radio. Smelling a fart face? You might be right there. He does have that kind of expression, doesn't he?
You've just eaten about 5 pods while you've been standing here, so clearly you have beans.
Beans are good.
So what is that? Alright, I might have to refer to the instructions at least for building a leg and an arm.
Post here where Bruce Farms
What is this?
are harvesting at the minute. They've got peas and beans growing all over this part of Scotland, and actually it's the pea harvest at the minute. And the
Could that be a
ground is
foot?
covered in
Oh dear, the
peas.
shame. Refer to the instructions.
And the smell is extraordinary. It's one of those, if you've ever had a bag of peas from a grocery, you've opened it up, that smell of fresh peas hits you straight
Oh.
The field are being flanked here by 3
As part of the
really
waste?
big vineyards,
Okay, put that to one side.
pea and bean harvesters.
Is this gonna... These new nippers, I wonder if they're gonna nip cleanly. Only one way to find out.
Been knackered, like,
Not too bad.
It's a big commitment. It is a big. I wouldn't. Slog's the right word, but it's a big commitment. But we all get stuck in it. It's a challenge, and we enjoy the challenge. You know, when the sun is
I think
shining,
that's okay. That will do.
not so much.
It's good enough.
But we take the good, enjoy the good. Yeah.
just down here on the ground.
So this is all the hauling that's come out the back of the harvesters. You'll see that all the pods have been opened up, and the harvester does this and removes the peas from the pods.
So what's the last Gundam you guys have made? When I say Gundam, I call this a Gundam. In my mind, we refer to this as a Gundam. Anything that's Gunpla, it's a Gundam, even though when it's not a Gundam, clearly. I'm Gundamming, even when it's not a Gundam. What's the last Gundam that you guys have made, and was it any good?
How many peas on it would you say this is?
Okay, I still have to trim this. This is just the old way of doing things. Nip the part off, buff with your fingernail, and maybe trim it off with your knife. before you buff with a fingernail. Those god hands, do they really work? Can you just like nip directly off the tree and then immediately use it? I don't feel comfortable doing that. I'm just stuck in my old ways. Because that would save a lot of time.
Yeah, we have a very limited window. Once we start harvesting, you see the harvester.
I think I've got some low-grade god hands with a Kiroro on the cover. I don't know whether they're how far removed they are from real god hands, proper god hands, the expensive ones. Maybe I'll try it with the Kiroro ones. Alright, that's a foot. And we need 2 of these. Now, because this is live, forgive me if I start smacking my lips or tutting. I know it's a habit that I have. And I tend to edit it out in my videos. But when it's live, I can't do that, can I? Bad habit.
When we come to the end of our pea harvest, we'll take the machines home and we'll remove the pea header off the front and we'll bolt on a
Fingers crossed it's iron brew. It's a long time since I had a tin of iron brew. I do like it though.
It's very delicate on the beans, so we just have to set the machines up completely differently.
So how come the peas can get stripped? Because actually we're looking down here at lots of empty pea pods. All these individual peas have gone, have been harvested. So why then do we?
So, has anybody answered me yet about the radio? Can you hear Radio 4 in the background?
In some instances, 6 feet tall, so we have to take to get the pods off that
And how loud is the air conditioning?
machine and smash it.
Because it's hot.
So it's
Can't do without the air conditioning. There's another filming constraint that I have. Oh, no, I dropped it on the floor.
yeah, they go a maximum of about 2 feet knee height sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so the bigger the crop, the harder it is to get the
Yes.
individual ones in.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. We're running all our land from sort of October till
What's this magnetic thing that you're talking about?
long-term commitments with anyone, but we are fitted into a lot of rotations.
I need to.
It does
I'm so old. I need nearsighted glasses. Where are they? Reading glasses. Here we go. These aren't mine. These are the wives. Wives' glasses, but reading glasses. But will do.
mainly wheat.
I can hear them both, but not loud. Well, that's good.
High-end big cereal,
You can hear the radio and the air conditioning.
always hopefully
Oh, it's not magnetic. Last thing I built was Maganac. I don't even know what that is. My last gunpla was the high-grade Daribold. Fortunately, it's a red mobile suit, so building it was 5 times faster. Ha 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 ha.
eating healthier definitely is amazing now.
Shaha.
Things are not good. There's beer, but they are maybe the balance of meat to veg ratio is changing slightly.
If being red in colour means that your mobile suit is awesome, how come gun cannons are so shite then?
Out there and let people realise the full benefits that are there.
Right, that's your 2 ankles.
On your farm was produced
That's a
and presented
jetpack.
by
Don't
Lisa
want you.
Anderson. Then I already failed to check in with the BBC Weather Centre. So good morning to Sarah Kate Lucas. Morning, Sarah.
Good morning. Well, we've still got a very unsettled spell of weather over the next few
D-
days. So
what is that
sunshine
part
and
of his
showers
ankles?
again today, but it's
D11.
not going to be a right-off round. There'll be some drier and some brighter intervals, and I think the showers that we will
D.
see won't be quite as heavy or as numerous as they have been over the
D.
past week. Let's start with the detail in the east, so from the southeast of England through eastern England, the East Midlands and northeast England. It's largely dry today out there this morning, with some early sunshine. Do enjoy it through the morning hours because later on this afternoon, the clouds between the bubble up and you're going to see some really sharp showers and thunderstorms.
I'm currently building a
Some of those
pro for a cosplay. Ooh. Cosplay of what, may I ask? Was that a surprise that you can't reveal? D11. Is it going to be here?
In those spots of sunshine between the showers. Now further north and west, so looking at southwest England through
Yeah.
Wales, the West Midlands, northwest England, southern and eastern Scotland.
Light grey.
Very misty and murky with snow cloud and some showery outbreaks of rain from word go. That rain will tend to ease through the course of the morning, so some sunshine through the middle of the day, but then more cloud and a few splashes of rain heading on into the evening hours here. And temperatures across this region generally the high teens, perceivably possible.
I think this one's
For Northern Ireland,
not going to be very visible, so I'm going to nip
today,
right
first thing, some
near to the
spells,
part.
but we've got a weather front moving in from the west, so it'll
I think I'll get away with it.
gradually through the morning, bringing outbreaks of rain by about lunchtime. That rain tends to peter out a little bit later on. Top temperatures here today about 16 to 18 degrees.
What's that? It's got to be a polycap.
Now, as we head into tomorrow,
PC3.
high pressure tending to build in, so a back will go for many of us, of course, and we're looking at a drier, brighter day ahead tomorrow.
Sandwich.
Still some areas of cloud just drifting eastwards, and they could bring the odd spot of light rain, but a predominantly dry day, 16 to 20 degrees. And then really through the week ahead, we're looking at sunshine and showers on Tuesday, dry into Wednesday, but more unsettled again later.
Very blunt. I've had this for, it must be 30 years. It's a Stanley 10601, made in England. Get that.
One of the biggest art thefts in Scottish history.
In 2003, the Madonna of the Armwinder by Leonardo da Vinci was stolen.
They obviously knew what they wanted, took the beating, and then it went quiet.
Naughty art thieves.
To reveal the truth.
It's crazy, this doesn't even happen in movies. He got greedy. He was trying to do this for himself.
That's done.
Previously unheard recordings.
And there's those ankle things.
The missing Madonna.
Oh, it's got a
Listen
notch.
on BBC Sounds.
BBC News at 7 o'clock on Sunday, the 27th of August. Good morning. This is Lisa
7 o'clock in the UK.
The Conservatives are facing another
7 a.m.
by-election after Dean Jones resigned with a statement
Top of the
asking
foot.
on the Prime Minister.
And another polycap.
PC7.
Seven.
After a supplier with access to its officers' names, ranks and photos was hacked. A white gunman has shot dead 3 black people and a racist
I didn't think of that, but yes. I just thought that, now that I'm doing a live video, I should rack up some time for my channel. Help me reach that 4,000 hours of views in the last year. And no editing. Oh, that does help a lot. That's a relief. Oh, made in England. From Yorkshire puddings. Pot noodle. Pot noodles are terrible. Japanese cup noodles are so much better than pot noodles. Ooh, that's nice. It's foot. I'm used to the models where the feet is just, this is just like 2 parts where you just clamp them together. You can lift his heel off the ground, or his foot. The heel doesn't actually hinge. But just this part is pretty good, and you can do some rocking. A bit of rocking. Ankle rockers.
Police says it's taken security measures after the computer system of one of its suppliers was hacked. The company had
That's
access
nice.
to names, ranks, photos, booking records, and
1 foot done.
officers and staff. The force says it's trying to find
I
out
know.
if that data.
Nice that it can refocus. It can focus,
Conway has the details.
adjust whilst on the live video. That's nice. Very good. So what do you want me to do next on his leg? Put his knees together. Knees. Let's get some thigh action. Thigh action going. Have you seen Sandman on Netflix? No, I haven't. I do like Sandman comic though. I did have the comic, Neil Gaiman. from a very long time ago.
A few weeks ago, the police service of Northern Ireland admitted that whilst responding to a Freedom of Information request, it had mistakenly made public.
It's meant to be very good, isn't it, that Sandman thing? What other show was I thinking of?
Police in Florida say a gunman who shot dead.
I've watched the Ahsoka, the first episode of that. I'm not impressed. I found it very boring. Disappointed with that. Maganak sounds like, yeah, exactly. Does sound like a He-Man bad guy.
The shooting was racially motivated, and he hated black people. I want to be very clear that there is
Yorkshire pudding and Yorkshire tea.
that the shooter is part of any large group. We know that he acted completely alone. This is a dark day in Jacksonville's history.
Oh, very nice. What I'm seeing here
Killing spree adds an additional layer of heart.
is that his left and right feet, not feet, I should say shins, are unique. What's this in the news? Oh, that guy kissing that Spanish footballer on the lips. Naughty, naughty. Should I do the left foot or the right foot? Doesn't matter. Take a pic. I think I need to be careful with this one, because the nub at the front is very prompt. Or have they done something really clever and covered it up with another piece where the nubs are? Let's find out together.
Lawsuits have been presented against Mr. Rubiales for sexual assault. He, meanwhile, has accused Ms. Hermoso of lying when she said the kiss was not consensual.
Non-consensual kissing. Naughty, naughty. I'm talking about the women's football. That's what they're talking about on the news, on the radio, if you can hear it or not. Do that. Does that mean his thighs are unique as well? Oh my goodness! Not just the shins, his thighs are unique. That's what I like to see. So I've got to be careful here now. I don't get the two mixed up. Six, 8, 10. Eight and 10. So that pairs up with 4 and 3. 4 and 3. 4 and 3. That makes sense. I suppose this is going to be his right on my side. This is going to be his right on my side as well. Yeah, this one, I don't think there is any covering part. So I should be careful with trimming these ones, or else there'll be some unsightly nubs on display. Give it some berth, a wide berth. Have I made a cup ramen model kit? Yes, I have. On 1-to-1 scale. That's not happening. That's not happening soon. Since you know the comic, do you remember Azrael? Yeah. One of the Lords of Hell? Yeah. I don't remember. It's been that long since I've read it. Azrael? I'm thinking of something else as well. Good Omens I'm thinking of now.
Pictures of redeemed Dories make the front of the Sunday Express, the Independent, the Observer and the Sunday Telegraph, with each paper using the word finally to describe her departure. The Observer has interviewed some of her constituents in mid-Bedfordshire, where it says posters with Dosser Dories have started to appear. Half a dozen interviewees complain their MP is...
So have any of you actually visited a 1-to-1 scale Gundam.
The piece also features
As, let's see,
stories helped her find appropriate housing for her disabled daughter. The Mail on Sunday and the Sunday Telegraph.
as Dante was asking about 1-to-1 scale Gundams coming out of a pot noodle.
A mile of travel. He says that's absolute nonsense. Mr. Khan has told the Sunday Times he will be on the right side of history over his ULEZ scheme, which charges those in the highest polluting vehicles £12.
So I'm thinking of this one over the shins. This one, these two were made together, and there's a thick nub mark right here. Is that covered up by the kneecap? Kneecap is 11.
Ministers are expected to bow to pressure to appoint a judge to lead an inquiry into the nurse Lucy Lepke, who murdered 7 babies.
11 and 4. Are you telling me his knees aren't? No, they're both number 11. They are the same. Kneecaps, same for left and right. Oh no. I was hoping that this kneecap would cover up this massive fat, these two massive fat nub marks, but it doesn't look like it does. It's not going to do that. You're not going to do. Why don't you do that for? Or am I mistaken?
The Sunday Express has an interview with Rishi Sunak, who explains that he wants to change the law on whole life sentences where there's no prospect of release.
I'm not sure.
He says there should be a default punishment for all murderers with sexual motivation. The paper says the policy will delight Tory MPs and will be announced in King's Speech.
I've got this the wrong way around.
Probably. When do you have dinner? At lunchtime or in the evening?
Which way around does this kneecap go? Yeah, the pointy bit goes at the bottom. No, it doesn't. I think it doesn't. Or does it? I'm not pressing all the parts together. Oh, they are pressed together. Okay. Get rid of these unsightly nub marks, well, as best as I could. What are you saying?
With a theologian and a psychologist, also coming up 50 years after his death.
Lucifer.
The religion hidden in J.R.R. Tolkien's fantasy world.
He once said
Yes. I heard about Tennant returning as Doctor Who. I thought he'd already done it. So that's not aired yet then.
And can AI really simulate the experience of texting with Jesus?
Because I'm old, my Doctor Who is Colin Baker. I'm from that area.
Well, if you could text a question to
I'm from that era, I should say.
What would you ask? Your emails to sunday@bbc.co.uk. We're on social media at BBC or
I don't suppose you know about Colin Baker.
Involving a lawsuit, allegations of drug use, and accusations of a nun.
Colin Baker? I correct myself. I'm thinking of Tom Baker, the curly-haired one.
And he says may have excommunicated itself in doing so. The reporter Jason Allen from CBS.
It's very confusing because
Twists and turns of the
Colin Baker,
months now in Texas.
I think, is also curly-haired.
National attention, and that's due to one of the extraordinary steps that the nuns took to protect themselves, and also in part because of
Tom Baker. Tom Baker, that's my doctor.
in the case. So this first came to light in May of this year, and that's when the Carmelites, who are in Arlington, Texas, they filed a civil lawsuit against the bishop of the Diocese of Fort Worth. He had started an investigation of their monastery into claims that
Tennant is great in the new Star Wars. He's just a robot voice, isn't he?
just two people that she had violated her vow of chastity. Something over the phone, text, video message.
I have to pay attention to try and pick that up. I just know that he was the robot voice.
And these allegations are disputed by the Mother Superior, and she and others also blamed whatever may have happened on her state of mind at the time. She had been heavily medicated, she had ongoing health concerns, and several hospital visits as well.
What's the the bishop done?
Well, he suspended her from her position, and he banned priests from visiting the monastery for mass. He banned parishioners from coming in, and the nuns, of course, they saw this really as a vast overreach, and they issued the lawsuit claiming that he had
Am I just particularly slow at making Gundams?
was attempting to take over the monastery.
Or is this the same for everybody?
The bishop then revealed that alleged broken vow to the public. He later released pictures to the media of drug paraphernalia.
I bet I'm just particularly slow.
At the monastery, and through their attorney, the nuns have denied that as well. Police also have not found any evidence of drug use. They've ended their investigation, and the gates to the monastery remain closed until about 2 weeks ago, when the nuns opened them again and have kept them open, but defying the bishop's order to keep them closed.
How did the monastery react to the claims being made publicly?
And if I stop every so often, it's because I'm stopping to have a look at some of the comments.
Especially by the
And have a bit of a catch up.
of this dispute being laid out in public court, but they believe they needed to act because the monastery is,
I have a Tom Baker. Well done. Tom Baker scarf.
and the nuns recognize the authority of the church as it relates to their religious life, but not in
Would you like a jelly baby?
how they operate their property or who they can or cannot see or talk to. There's a long legal history here in Texas and the United States that civil courts should not weigh in.
Having a bit of a tough time with these
Issues
nubs
cannot be separated
on the front of his shin. I don't want those to be
So the judge
visible.
in this case decided he should not step in. The nuns planned to appeal that, but the Catholic Church has its own internal legal process as well. The nuns felt confident they would win through that process. But for that to go forward, the church wanted them to drop their civil appeal, so they did that. Now I understand all of the evidence and the arguments have been submitted in that confidential process.
My doctor was Sylvester. I liked Sylvester McCoy as well.
Can you tell us more about
Although
the nuns
after his stint, there was
and about this monastic?
a very long,
The nuns, the Carmelites,
protracted absence of Doctor Who on the TV. Why are we talking about Doctor Who? I loved Doctor Who when I was a kid. Hiding behind the sofa because there's a scary monster or a scary robot on the TV. Spaghetti face. Green spaghetti, algae spaghetti face. That was terrifying. With one eye. Oh my god.
that property might be playing a part in this conflict. That is something that the bishop has strongly denied. The monastery is well known.
But were you watching? You were watching Doctor Who when you were a kid, right? It's not like you're watching reruns for the first time and experiencing. I'm sure the effects are terrible, aren't they? I'm sure they haven't dated very well. Today.
Solitude of prayer. And the Reverend Mother Teresa Agnes has lived there since she finished high school. She is 43 years old now. She is in
Stratus Strong.
and she is confined to a wheelchair.
The nuns have made a
Campesina.
statement
Yes.
rejecting the authority of the bishop, which could amount to
I've cosplayed as the fourth Doctor, Tom Baker. Well done.
This is one of the first statements during
I'm
this
glad that Tom
entire
Baker
dispute
gets some
directly from
recognition
did
even
not come
today.
from their attorney, did not come
He's an
from their
all-time
staff,
great Doctor Who, right?
on their website, and I understand that was by design and it was of their choosing. And they rejected the bishop's authority in this statement. Although when I last spoke to their representative, he emphasized they are not rejecting the Catholic Church, and they're not even really
Thanks everyone for joining me.
of the bishop, but it's the actions of
All
the
I'm doing is trimming parts
that
of a
they will
tree
not recognize.
and trimming
Now, the
nubs.
Bishop of the Diocese, of course, responded to that and pointed out in their statement that the Vatican has designated the bishop as the Pope's representative in this matter, and they are trying to make the argument that the nuns, in a sense,
Right.
are rejecting the Pope.
I'm sure I need some knees now. Surely the knees. They don't have left and right knees, do they? Independent ones? No, they're the same, regardless of left or right.
This very
Is that an inner frame for his shins?
Jason Allen in Texas. As the Edinburgh Fringe
Indeed he
draws
does.
to a close, one
He has
show
frames for
which
his-
has rave
for his
reviews
shins.
This week is a play called Duxie Days. It centres on 4 British Somali Muslim girls who find themselves stuck in
D9.
detention at their Duxie, that's the Somali word,
And 8.
or Islamic
That doesn't make
school.
sense.
In the words of Rolling Stone,
D9.
a depiction of Muslim women that isn't evil or demure or subjugated or browbeaten or salacious
A12.
anti-Muslim.
A.
It's written by Sabrina Thomas, who also plays the part of Manira, and it's won her this year's Popcorn Writing Award, which recognises new talent in the fringe that questions current affairs and social issues.
Oh. the A tree. So I've already cut this out. What? What difference is this one? Oh. So it's used one half of the skeleton from the old sprue from 2016 and the other half of the inner skeleton of one of the shins from slightly changed 2023 sprue. How curious. Let's roll with it.
Susie, what does this play mean for you? How does it relate to your experience?
Quite similar to some beginners actually. I've been acting about 5 years now. I'm kind of in grammar school and was excited, you know, to see what's happening in the industry, and just like something else kind of let down by some of the stereotypes and roles that was available and what really.
Should I just claim that? No, I shouldn't. Getting ahead of myself. D6 and D7. D6 and D7. Oh, these are the same.
And also what it is to be a British Somali, because, you know, we do kind of sometimes get lost in between what we are, whether we're Somali or whether we're British, and we don't kind of feel like we're belonging anywhere.
Sylvester McCoy, my favourite absurd bad guy, was there's a robot or a monster that was made out of Bertie. Was it Bertie Bassett? I'm sure it was Bertie Bassett. Well, where did that come from? It was a Licorice Allsort man. I have quite a vivid recollection of seeing that and thinking, WTF. No polycap in there. I suppose one advantage of not being a YouTube partner or not qualifying for advertisements on my video, I could put music on my videos now. I could choose any music that I like. Because I'm not monetizing it. And if they do monetize it, they can have the money. I don't care. I don't have to be compromised by the limitations of being a YouTube partner. I mean, the major reason I do silent videos is because, you know, I can't use music and have them monetized. My video's monetized. Since my videos aren't monetized now, I don't care. I shouldn't care. Unless later on, why did I put music on that video? Because I got music on that video, I can't monetize it. Oh, what a shame. That's one consideration. Are you sure? That doesn't look right.
So it was great reception. People love it. You know, it came to stop all people, not just Somali.
Yeah, that was the wrong one.
And have these type of artifacts in their own social group, whether they're Somali, whether they're British, whether, you know, it doesn't really have a race to it. And it's welcoming. I think that's what really got us so far, is that we're so welcoming and that we are welcome, you know, invite everybody into our world rather than letting them just watch, if that makes sense. It's really a great journey.
What's next for you? Are you going to build on it?
Oh, it's under there. Oh, I did it. There. Did that make the mic pop? Apologies.
One of the most beautiful things in London was when we had the scrap, which was like around 35 minutes long. There were British Somalis who were travelling from like Glasgow, who were travelling from Manchester and Birmingham. They never ever see like theatre shows where there's like predominantly Somali cast. I think right now like taking other cities as well, like Birmingham or like Bristol or Leicester, and like showing more like Somali people that theatre is for us as well, but like you can also see yourself on stage. I think that's what's next for us, like focusing on our theatre.
got it. Oh, there's lots of text there. I'm sorry if your comments already whizzed past. Oh, I can scroll down and see what other people. Oh, okay.
Imagine having your very own hotline to Jesus, or indeed a host of other biblical characters.
Wait, the knee makes the nubs even more prominent. Huh. We'll find out exactly in a moment.
Would make it one of the great political or cultural debates of our time. Just pick up your phone and text him. That, at least,
No right speed making a Gundam. They're good to relax with. Yeah, exactly. Until you lose a piece, and then you get stressed. Yes, especially with a PG Astray.
Stefan Peter, president and CEO of Caploaf Software.
This is all based on the ChatGPT.
Can't you get replacement parts where you're from then? I know it's very difficult when you're outside of Japan. If you're in America, does Bluefin? The world has changed a lot. It's this Bluefin thing. How come you can get Gundams in America now? Bluefin, a proper distributor. Don't they offer replacement parts? A replacement parts service center? Although, yeah, you probably have to pay for postage and stuff, but can't you just get parts from them?
Are you divine? And the response that immediately comes back is, as an AI language
Stratastrong. Fun fact, Doctor Who first episode aired. I don't know the black and white ones, to be honest. After 2 major deaths, JFK. That's a bit grim.
which doesn't sound so much like Jesus as an AI manual, doesn't it?
It really does. I just did the same query.
Candyman from the Happiness Patrol. Yes, I am. Licorice all sort, man.
So you got a different answer to me.
Let's do the ball thing. D4, D5.
The impression I get from this, Stefan, is it's
D4, D5, and they're the same for the left and right.
giving answers that can sometimes sound a bit like a Wikipedia response. For example, let's put it this: teach me how to pray, and then certainly prayer is a deeply personal spiritual.
These are in a frame bit, so I'm just going to cut straight to the nub, straight to the part.
One, create a sacred space, find a quiet and comfortable place, and on it goes. Feels a bit like chat
PC1.
rather than a direct conversation with Jesus, but of course that's what it is. I'm not having a direct conversation with Jesus. I'm having a direct conversation either way with AI technology, and then with other things. You know, if you wonder what's Jesus' view on some of the more controversial issues of our day, let's type in this: do you support same-sex marriage?
Ask my audience.
As an AI, I don't have personal opinions or beliefs.
I call myself too old for toys, which I am.
The support for same-sex marriage.
Aren't you too old for toys? Isn't everybody? Probably my audience. You're all my audience is too old for toys. You are all too old for toys. As opposed to, nobody's too old for toys. You're all too old for toys. Let's face it. And we don't care. I don't care. I do care a bit, I suppose.
Telling us what you would text. Paul says to Jesus, I would ask, when are you coming back? Damien says, he would ask, if I may, what was your intention in cursing that fig tree? And Elon would ask, St. John,
Okay.
Chaldeans, to answer the book of Revelation. We're all with you on that one. The theologian Professor Candid Moss from the University.
Yeah, by doing a build of one of the arms and legs, I know how they fit together. So when I do the build video, I know what sequence to use, what order to put things together. Because I don't even put them together in the same way as the instruction manuals do.
This is a sort of semi-controversial topic. And at first she said, I have one child, Jesus. And so I asked her, well, what about Chileans, the brother Chileans, these and the four Bible souls? And she said, oh, well, I'm sure.
Yeah. That doesn't work. Here we go.
Yeah, but if you're not the favourite child of your
So that doesn't work.
And she mentioned James, I suggested Georgia, so she said no. And actually,
Okay, there's no polycap in that joint. It's just styrene on styrene.
Not right. And then I asked her about Immaculate Conception, which is not in the Bible, but is a
Right, catch up.
and she said that that was a Christian belief, which isn't accurate either. So I'm like, I was worried that it's not quite as accurate as Wikipedia article.
It's pretty early days with all of this, but do you see the attraction?
Life is too old. Life is too short to be too old for anything. Yeah, I'm too old for video games. I still play video games. Do you prefer polycap joints or the newer non-poly? I prefer polycap joints, to be honest. I think they last longer. If it's styrene on styrene, if you start flexing, if you start bending the arms and legs too much, I think they become loose, don't they? They become stressed, and then the holes are too big for the pegs, and then the joints get looser and looser. But with polycaps, they seem to last longer. But polycaps are not a trend. Oh, that's going to last very long, I think. I think as if Bandai can do it, they'll get rid of the polycaps because it's another material that they have to use. If they can change it to 100% styrene, they will. I'm pretty sure of that. So it doesn't matter which one I prefer. I was surprised that we still have polycaps on this one. Although I haven't built another more recent... I don't treat this as 100% new, right? Because they've reused some of the parts from an old kit. And I haven't built one of the aerial Gundam or any of those ones, the newer ones from the latest series. What do they look like? Do they have polycaps in them? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I have a entry grade RX-78-, which I haven't built either, and I'm pretty sure that has 0 polycaps. But that's an entry grade thing, right? So if that's all loosey-goosey, that doesn't really matter. That doesn't count. But I'd like to know if on a brand new high grade, a modern high grade, does it have polycaps? Do they have polycaps? It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't. What are you saying? Getting anything from America has become quite expensive after the B word. The B word? Are you talking about bluefin? Aren't they a good thing? I thought having a proper distributor for Gundams would be a good thing. What, are you saying things are more expensive? This is winning. All right.
necessarily a four-wall building. And hopefully it means that the people really come together and the congregation comes together to support one another, to affirm one another, even though they've all been through this very tragic event. I have seen, because I've been out there 5 or 6 times to their mission church at Sacred Hearts in Kapalua, and the amount of people...
Right, the moment of truth. So the knee piece. So I've got...
they're still working just to volunteer and see what they could do for people.
Fat nub there. Another fat nub there. Why can't they put the nubs right in there where it will be 100% covered up by the kneecap?
Working with people who may be concerned that they will never actually find their loved one or the remains of them.
That's correct.
Oh.
Absolutely. But again,
Is that it?
that God takes care of those who have died and gone before
Have I put that in
us.
properly?
We are hoping to put a beautiful memorial on the campus of Maria Latifila Church in
I can't
town.
fully... here we go.
And also hoping to put in all the names of everyone who
No, it doesn't cover up the nubs.
But also the names of all who have died in Lahaina once we know whose names we need to put on there. Because I think it's important that we continue to remember
Here
them and pray for them.
and here.
And, you know,
Oh well.
honor the dead with great dignity and, you know, what we're
Bandai,
called
you
to do.
disappoint me.
Monsignor, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Our best wishes to you. Monsignor Terence Watanabe from the Catholic Church.
You could have tried harder.
Island of Maui. It's 7:33.
I like that bit here.
This morning from
Just
the
that bit.
Midlands to Middle Earth, the Catholic imagination of J.R.R. Tolkien. The 39
Okay.
asylum seekers due to be rehoused on the Bibby Stockton
Foot done.
Branch have written
Arm.
a letter to the Home Office saying they feel unsupported and that they're being separated from their faith communities. The group are still being housed in nearby accommodation after Legionella was found in the water system more than 2 weeks ago. He is part of that letter, read by one of our BBC World team.
During our stay on the barge, we were informed of concerning incidents. Some people on board
Times
fallen
two.
ill, but strangely the official permission to release this news was not given.
So his left and right arm are exactly the same. It's just the hand that's different. That's disappointing. Oh, look, look, look. It says here. Left leg. Right leg. That's what I like to see. Why can't they give him a unique left arm and a right arm? Oh no. Oh, right. So left arm, he uses a left hand. Right arm uses the right hand. So that's the only difference in the arms. Mind you, I would have liked it even better if his left leg had a left foot and a right leg had a proper unique right foot as well. So they could have tried harder. And it would have cost them more.
The 39 refugees who were placed on the BB Stockholm.
As part of the open letter to the Home Office, and we understand that the Home Office does not recognise the claims in the
Okie doke.
letter. They tell us that further tests are being carried out on the water supply system and that the safety of those on board.
The Witch from Mercury kits don't have polycams. I live in the UK, so the B world is Brexit. Oh, I see. Yeah, that can't help.
So this particular letter from 39 asylum seekers may well be swept away in the news cycle, but give us your
We have to pay a ton of postage now.
Good morning, William. I think
That's
that there
pity.
were particular words that stood out in the letter.
I've seen
One,
gunpla
I
kits
think,
in
was
a
about
local
their
grocery store.
tone of respect to the Home Office, their respect for the system that they're in.
Here in America.
I also
And younger me would
caught
have
the sense of their isolation.
believed that
The feeling
possible.
that they've been isolated
Would never
from
have
their
believed it
families, but
possible.
also isolated
But are they really expensive?
which actually
I'm a
leads
bit
me
of a
on to
cheapskate.
the
I'll
third
only
thing,
buy a
which is
Gundam
about
or a Gunpla
dimension,
kit
of
if
this
it's
whole
cheap.
issue, which I think can easily be lost. Material needs and monetary
Low
needs
power,
have been
my
talked
goodness.
about for them, but the spiritual dimension
I'm gonna have to
is so
hurry this
crucial.
up. Fix his arm.
This whole
I wonder if I'll have enough power to finish his arm. What's this?
the faith background of this particular
Left leg, right leg, middle leg.
That is certainly what I've understood, that there is a significant portion of
You go there.
faith, Christian faith believers, and I think actually what that has prompted
Okay.
is an all-round approach from the wider
Ball of the
church,
shoulder.
from Holland, engaging also with the local
2019.
imams as well.
2019.
What can be done
2019. Yeah, both
to
the same.
ensure that they have the spiritual and indeed the mental health support that they need in this world?
Well, I think there's been a great deal of work being done by Dorset Council in engaging with the faith leaders. We've got a meeting next week in which we're going
So I got that question about polycaps. What about you guys? Do you prefer polycaps or no polycaps?
That we just want to be able to provide
And what about those
some sense of security.
what about those bigger kits now? Was it Gundam Mechanics? Those like master grade sized ones. Do they have polycaps?
Not yet. I think we were on the brink of having an arranged visit when the Legionella outbreak actually led to the cancellation of that visit. So we've not yet been on board. I've spoken to certain people who have made tours of the.
So I did that. What was it? A live or a short that I posted yesterday? Which from Mercury kit should I buy? I think I'm going to get that mechanics one. That looks interesting. But Junior had a Barbatos, a 1 in 100 Barbatos. Was that a full mechanics or not? I'm sure it was a 1 to 100. It definitely wasn't a master grade. It didn't strike me as being particularly groundbreaking in terms of a new grade. But maybe it wasn't a full mechanics model kit. I can't remember. Let me have a look. I'm sure the box is over here. Hang on about. Hang about. No, that's fine.
We've got to leave it there. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. The Reverend Nick Clark, Rural Dean of Weymouth and Portland. Next Saturday is the 50th anniversary of the death of one of the most popular writers of the 20th century, J.R.R. Tolkien. He's sometimes described as the father of fantasy fiction. His most famous works, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, amongst the best-selling books of all time. The Royal Mint is marking the occasion with the collector's edition 2-pound commemorative events are being held in the two places most closely associated with Tolkien's life.
So it is a full mechanics.
And a new biography examines how Tolkien's deep personal faith shaped and coloured his life and the imaginative worlds he created. Ollie Orton is the author of Tolkien.
I was thinking full mechanics was a brand new thing, but it can't be.
The way that Tolkien's faith influences work is by understanding that it's fundamental to his stories in the sense of being a foundation. He once said that The Lord of the Rings is a fundamentally religious and Catholic work, and then went on to say that it was for that reason that he had omitted all the overt.
Worst were the older MG with no polycaps and ABS joints. An older MG without polycaps? I thought all MGs had polycaps.
And so when we look at The Lord of the Rings, we see, for instance, that the
Or the old ones anyway.
is Christian. It's
Have you ever bought any bootleg kits from China? Nope, never bought a bootleg kit. Never bought a bootleg kit from China.
and there are also many themes
But I imagine they must be horrible, right?
themes of mercy and pity.
That's why I never bought
So
one.
central to the whole plot and unfolding of The Lord of the Rings.
Off to a toy fair later. Good for you. Hoping to pick up some vintage Centurions. Oh, I remember Centurions. We had a few of them. I think we had the yellow one
Shortly after
and the blue one,
and Father Francis
but not the green one.
happened to be the parish priest on duty at that time, but it was a very fortunate coincidence because he
Massive figures those were, and really durable as well.
He had a very fatherly sort of ambiance, and he immediately befriended the Wood family and became a father figure to Tolkien and his younger brother, even before Mabel died. And
D22,
Mabel made Father Francis the executor of her will and the guardian of her two sons.
I think I like doing this live
Great
thing.
gesture of trust in
I mean, it's something that I've got to do anyway.
the Burgundy oratory in general.
As in, I've got to trim the parts of a tree anyway.
It was a very difficult time to be Catholic in England at that time,
And if people are willing to join
did not
and have a listen in and ask questions, you're very welcome to.
trust and faith of his father. But Father Francis, with the support of the whole oratory,
Because all I'd be doing is
and indeed
trimming things off a tree and listening to the radio whilst I do it. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. Am I doing this properly? I don't just trim. I don't just look here and say, oh, I need this and I need this, and I just trim off that part specifically and put them together and move on to the next step. Oh, I need this part and this part. Trim those off the tree and then put them together and then assemble and then move on to the next step. I never do that. So I'm not Gundaming properly.
He was very tradition-minded. For instance, he prayed in Latin. That was just the language that he loved. He spoke Latin fluently. But he was also a faithful Catholic who was committed to following the church as a loyal son of the church. And so he was willing to accept the changes.
What do you guys do whilst you're trimming parts off trees? You listen to music, listen to the radio? I like talk radio. And for me, talk radio is Radio 4. Okay, that bit's okay. PC1. Let's do a bit of assembly.
But he also had just grown up. He'd spent his entire life saying these responses in Latin, and so he was at ease in that language. And he was also, at that point in his life, rather deaf. So I'm not sure he realized that these responses were audible.
I also don't know what time to post videos, to be honest. What's the best time to post a video on YouTube? I gather that it might not be a good idea to post it not a good idea to post it on a Saturday or even a Sunday. And the reason would be there's too many videos on the internet. There's just too many people posting stuff, and your video will just get lost, right? So that's one school of thought that I've adopted right now. Just something that I came up with myself. That if I post on a weekday, it's less cluttered, so your video it's more prominent. But if you post it on a weekend, it just gets lost in this huge list of, this big sea of videos that are posted up on a weekend that nobody will watch. And every view counts now. I need to get that 4,000 hours of video views.
And I think that was probably the more difficult aspect of it. But I am glad to say that
Fingernail buffing.
point, their friendship was not fundamentally hurt, and it moved through that, and their friendship, endured until Lewis's death.
Holly Oldbrook, author of Tolkien, a spiritual biography. Is the child
Put his elbow together.
through killer losing that big evil? Truly, if anyone can be described as evil, it is someone who deliberately killed at least 7 people and tried to kill at least 6 others. The revulsion we all rightly feel by her actions was reflected at her sentencing. She will never walk free again. She will die behind bars. It's hardly surprising then that the term evil has been widely invoked across the media to describe those actions and to describe the Netanyahu herself. But it's also
What's the red one?
that's difficult to explain. Perhaps that's the point that the word we reach for to express our revulsion at acts that are so wicked they leave us speechless. To explore the use and the potential abuse of that moral label.
Yeah, give me some time to get back to you. Junior's just walked in now into the living room, and he's staring at me and saying, and smiling. Oh God, Dad's doing a video. Say hello.
Hello.
Junior just waved his hand. You see how the way he waved his hand like he did when he was like 5 years old. Problem he's not 5 years old anymore.
Are you just making a bunch of models?
I'm making a gun cannon specifically. And that was Junior. He's gone back to his bedroom to play video games. Because that's what young people do these days.
In some very rare circumstances, you come across somebody who has just got a different mindset in relation to other people.
Catch up on the comments as well. Watch Gundam. Oh, I can scroll
envious way, but I would use that in
off the toy fair.
extreme
Oh, saw you
situations.
both
For the most
Barbie.
part, I think
Barbie?
human nature is such that we have a propensity
Barbie
for
and
great
Ariel
good, and at the same time we
have
also
full mechanic.
have another side to
Barbie?
us, which is
You've lost me there.
envious and
I've watched The Witch of Mercury. I've probably watched the first 3 episodes,
in childhood.
but not any further than that.
Aspects a person can
So I don't know who Barbie in Gundam World is. I just know Barbie off the, as in Mattel Barbie. Both have full mechanics. Barbie, as in Barbatos, yes. Barbatos, of course. How silly of me.
Evil's not a scientific term.
Not at all, no. It is a theological term, of course, but I think
Sinanju being the main memory has ABS ball joints made of dust. Yeah, I can imagine that styrene rubbing against styrene too much. It's gonna, especially the grey, not gonna be good. Ah, so yeah, so maybe some of the unicorn ones, they didn't have ABS. I mean, they probably had ABS, but not not polycaps.
How does it help us, if at all?
Watching someone stream whilst you make your Gundams. Okay. Watch you cut out pieces of trees. Okay, whilst you cut off. Very Inception. Prefer PM on Radio 4. Radio 2 was never the same after Wogan retired. Yeah, I used to think, oh, Radio 2, that's for old people. And now I listen to Radio 2. 80s music and 90s music, that's my thing. Talking about Wogan on Radio 4. How to say you're getting too old without saying it. I am old. Old people listen to Radio 4. Junior sounds so grown up now. Yes, he is. He's taller than I am. So it doesn't just sound older than, well, sound a lot older. He's a lot taller. Don't put that in the right way. Oh, wiggles up and down. Okay. Right, ready for you now. Elbow.
I wonder, Stephen, if the use of this term says more about the user than the person it may be applied to, because it's a way in which we distance ourselves from gratuitous suffering, and someone appears to be joyous.
Gratuitous suffering.
Ourselves. That is not me. That is not my humanity at work over there.
Yes, I would completely agree with that. Separating that aspect of humanity and designating it, projecting it onto somebody else, we actually end up losing an aspect of ourselves which may be useful in other circumstances. Aggressive intimacy, for example, might actually be helpful for
That's why colour in the manuals would be so much more useful.
somebody like Lucy Lepley.
You could use it as a guide of which part was which one and which direction it goes. Why can't they have colour on both sides of the manual? That's why I say colour on the one side, black and white on one side, colour on the other. Why can't they have colour on both sides? Is it really that much more expensive? I'm sure it is. More expensive.
Trying to acquit ourselves of what Stephen just described.
I deeply share Stephen's concern that if we talk about an evil person in a simplistic way, as though there's a kind of category of monsters that are out there, then by implication we exonerate ourselves.
No, I got it wrong.
We imagine that
Got
there's
it
also a
wrong.
category of the good.
Now I can wiggle it out.
We exist, and the evil is something outside ourselves, rather than recognizing, which I might add is one of the almost universal wisdoms of religious traditions. We all possess a fatal capacity to do evil, and that one of the most
We all possess a fatal capacity to do evil.
cultivate in ourselves a less naive relationship with our own goodness.
Just to finish, I think this has been fascinating. You both appropriately complicated this term and nuanced it. It can be
B3.
used and
No,
abused
sorry,
in
B2.
categories. But I suspect that given everything you said, neither
A sleeve.
would challenge
about the bicep?
By using that book, it varies of the term evil because when it's used
B14.
by a victim, it makes sense here, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. I think that's just the point, is that sometimes we need a theological language in order to describe the human experience. To your point, I would definitely agree that the use of the term to describe that
Hope the air conditioning sound isn't too distracting.
what parents
Shouldn't
have
be.
to endure
If I did this
is
properly.
absolutely necessary. I think the
If
problem
everything
is
goes
that
towards
it
plan.
can become too much of an aspect of common parlance to reject an aspect and then to turn a blind eye to what is all about responsibility.
Oh, am I going to run out of battery? What's going to happen if I run out of battery during midstream? What will happen? Will I corrupt the stream? It won't save? What's going to happen? Come on, I'm nearly done. Just got to finish his elbow and then I'm done. I'll call it quits.
Pregnancy is a risky and worrying time for expectant mothers. Due to a breech birth, I had to have an emergency C-section when my first daughter was born. I'm extremely grateful.
Right, what are you saying?
Expert medical care meant we were both okay. For women living in rural areas,
Yeah, my three boys are taller than me now. So I suppose that's supposed to happen. That's supposed to happen, isn't it? Because they'll be better fed than the parents were. So you have kids. It's good to know that I'm not the only one. I do wonder sometimes. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that aren't parents. Gun-damming YouTubers. So you're too old for toys too.
When the time came for her delivery, the nurse had only the light from a mobile phone torch to see what was happening. Thankfully, Ashley safely delivered a healthy baby girl who's now 2 years old.
Where did that come from?
And in those 2 years since, Kanyanga Clinic has been much improved, in part due to the work of on-call
16.
It's now powered by solar energy, so there's lighting and better medical equipment. And a brick shelter has been built to replace the mud hut. Proper beds. And because of new funding, it will soon have clean running water so women can drink and shower safely. Word has travelled that the clinic...
Do you know what I hate the most when cutting pieces? Do you know what I hate the most when cutting pieces off a tree? Is when you think it's a nub, you think it's a gate, and then you cut it off, and then finally you find, oh, that's not a gate, that's part of the... That's a piece of the part that I need to have, and I've just destroyed it.
A donation of £35
That is the worst.
so expected mums can rest comfortably in the weeks leading up to their due date. And a trustee of the charity will match fund every donation you make to the value of £20,000. You can give now. Just search online for BBC Radio 4 Heal or call 0800 404 8144. That's 0800 404 8144. Or you can write a cheque to On Call Africa and send it to Free Post BBC Radio 4 Heal. That's Free Post
Right, I'm going to unplug my mic and then plug in a power bank. So the sound is going to go crappy for a little while. Okay, here we go.
Details for giving online if you search for BBC Radio 4. If you'd like to know more about how the donation helps the charities, again just search online for What Your Money Does Giving 4. Now with the latest weather, here's Sarah Keith Lucas.
Thank you, Ron. Well, we're in for another day of sunshine and showers today. The showers probably won't be quite as heavy or as frequent as they were yesterday, but many of us will see a splash of rain at some point today. Now let's start off with the east of England. So the southeast of England, East Anglia, towards the East Midlands, Lincolnshire, and northeast England too.
I think it's charging now.
Most places are dry, just one or two coastal
So this should
but over the next
this
few
should
hours,
mean that I can last a little bit longer.
afternoon, and that cloud will bring some heavy showers. Some of the showers here this afternoon in the east could be heavy and thundery, bringing some hail and some torrential downpours.
Probably stick that into the
But
shoulder
they
now.
should ease away
Yes.
into the evening, and the next should be some showers that will be hit and miss, so not heavy.
Sleeves.
Temperatures between the showers, 17 to 22 degrees, should be quite pleasant with those sunny spots. Now further northern
What's
west, so
that?
looking at southwest England, Wales, the West Midlands, northwest England, southern and eastern Scotland. This whole zone
Will
is
be a
still
grey part.
cloud at the moment. We've got outbreaks.
You should be able to hear a lot more ambient sound now. I've switched to the internal mic.
Parts of northern and
The
northwest England.
internal
And the
microphone.
rain clouds should slowly clear away as we look towards lunchtime, so some spells of sunshine around, but then more cloud and patchy rain later on in the afternoon. Top temperatures here are about 16 to 20 degrees.
What?
And lastly, today's weather across northern and western Scotland as well as Northern Ireland. We've got a bit of sunshine out there at the moment, but a wet front is approaching from the west, so it's going to cloud over.
Why are there so many 13s?
Later on into the afternoon, highs of a disappointing 14 to
Surely that is forearm. Why would there be 3 for 13s?
16 to 20 degrees, and it looks very unsettled with a mix of sunshine and scattered showers beginning from much of the week ahead.
What are you saying now?
The news and a look at the front pages. Paddy O'Connell is here in the studio to tell us about Broadcasting House coming up at 9.
Don't cross the streams.
No, hello, and same to you.
My boys are 18, that's older than Junior. Well, a couple of them are. The oldest is now living with his girlfriend. Oh, I can't wait till Junior can properly move out. And well, I suppose he's partially moved out now that he's in boarding school.
The squeezed middle classes will ask the chair of the Labour Party, does she have a magic money tree? We launched Desert Island Dish with Baby and Knowlton, Ken Pitt, and our bankers. Our Paul Mason, Susan Hayward, Kate Hardcastle.
BBC News at 8 o'clock on Sunday the 27th.
8 o'clock, I've been streaming for an hour.
Conservatives are facing another challenging by-election after Nadine Dorries quit the Commons with a blistering attack on the Prime Minister. Scotland Yard says it's taken security measures after a company with access to its office's data was hacked. 3 black people have been killed in a
Maybe I should skip the nub tripping,
Rishi Sunak faces
since I don't have much battery left.
by-election after Conservative MP Nadine Dorries finally handed in her resignation. The former culture secretary said she was stepping down with immediate effect 11 weeks ago, but stayed on to find
This
out
looks
why she had
complicated.
been denied a privilege. In a statement, she accused the Prime Minister of betraying Conservative
I don't know which
principles
way around this is meant to be.
Our political correspondent Ian Watson reports.
That way.
Opponents haven't waited for Nadine Dorries' formal
That way.
resignation to begin campaigning in her mid-Bedfordshire seat. She has a majority of
That way.
5,000, but
You sure?
Conservative majority is almost as large as it overturned in the past year. As a close ally of the former
That
Prime
way.
Minister Boris Johnson, Dorries' criticisms of Rishi Sunak are
That doesn't look
surprising,
right.
but they're also unrelenting. In the resignation letter, she accused him of presiding over his sloppy parliament when nothing meaningful had happened. She asserted that his government was adrift and suggested it squandered the goodwill of the nation. Downing Street hasn't responded to the criticisms, but if the opposition parties haven't yet written the by-election literature, they now have plenty of material.
And then
Metropolitan Police says it's taken security measures after the computer system of one of its
Comsat.
suppliers was hacked. The company had access to names, ranks, photos, vetting
Okay,
records,
that's a
and
pretty good
phone
bend.
numbers for Met officers and staff. The force says it's trying to find out if that data has been breached. Our correspondent Zoe Conway has the details.
It's reportedly the IT system of a contractor supplying police warrant cards and staff passes that has been compromised. It's not yet clear whether any of the information held by the company has been leaked, or whether police
Robot
access
Adventures
sources
did suggest that
are at risk.
to rack up some hours
Says the company did not have access
to do some streaming of gameplays
financial details.
or playthroughs.
The Police Federation, which
I don't know how to do that.
file officers, called it a staggering security breach that should never have happened.
I'm playing Zelda on the Switch because Junior brought his Switch back
Just a few weeks
with
ago,
him
the police service
for the
in
holidays.
Ireland admitted
So I got Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I've never played through that as much as I could, and then Tears of the Kingdom came out. So I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom. I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom now, but I've no idea how to stream that. I'd have to capture HDMI or something like that. I suppose I'd have to have the dock and stream the outlet, and you'd be able to see me clumsily playing very badly Breath of the Wild. And what do I do here? Oh, it's a free roaming game. I don't know where do I go? Where do I begin? What am I supposed to do? It's going to be horrible, I'm sure.
Very clear that there is absolutely no evidence that the shooter is part of any of our group. We know that he acted completely alone. This is
You going